By now, you've seen endless posts on whether it's unfair that Imane Khelif should be allowed to compete in the Olympics. You clicked on this video to get an answer to the question, should Imane Khelif be banned from women's Olympic boxing? And the short answer is yes. However, there are a few other important questions that need to be answered for context. Like, is it because she classifies as a male? No. Is it because she's miles better than any other boxer in the competition? No. Is it any fault of her own that she's in this position? Also no. Did her opponent play victim and milk the situation a bit? Yeah, so let's unpack what this is all about. Khelif claimed a 46-second victory at the Olympics in Paris over Italian boxer Angela Carini. She landed a heavy first punch in Thursday's bout with Carini, dislodging her chin strap. Khelif's punches pushed back Carini to the corner as she dropped to her knees and called it quits. Following her loss to Khelif, Carini did not shake her opponent's hand. She had said she had pulled out after being hit harder than she'd ever been hit, and feared her nose was broken. As I've mentioned before, I do think this is somewhat of a skill and experience issue for Angela, as Khelif does not have a history of powerful, dominating performances. Since starting her amateur career, Khelif has 9 losses in her 46 fights, and has won only 5 of her 36 wins by knockout. I'm not saying that this isn't an impressive record, but it's not the record of someone who is outdoing her competition by such an extent that it's shocking. So what is this unfair advantage everyone says she has? Imane has what's known as DSD, which means even though she is female, was born one, identified and socialized as one all of her life, she has an X and Y chromosome instead of 2 X chromosomes as women generally do. This happens very rarely, and it can cause the person's physiology to develop in the way that the opposite gender would, such as increased testosterone and strength, and bone structure that is not typically found in females. Another famous example of this would be Caster Semenya, who had undertaken hormone therapy eventually in order to appease the athletic commission so that she would be allowed to compete. The argument of course is, what about other athletes who were born with genetic advantages? Like Shaquille O'Neal with his size, or Yoel Romero the MMA fighter whose tendons start healing themselves more rapidly than doctors have ever seen. This is a very valid point for most sports, and letting athletes with DSD compete might be fair. Unfortunately, this is not the case with boxing. Many people have heard that boxing is a dangerous sport, but don't know to what extent. This channel has already covered 2 boxer deaths this year, and the average death count in the sport is around 3 per year. For this reason, even male boxers get constantly tested for abnormal amounts of testosterone or any other banned substances in their body. You may ask, why does a sport this dangerous still exist in the Olympics? And even though this is a boxing channel and I am a huge fan of the sport, I'd have to say, I don't know how much I could argue against that. There are tons of boxing commissions and each of them have their own set of rules and regulations. There's also a ton of corruption and unjust decisions made in the sport, such as Ryan Garcia coming in over the weight limit for his fight this year, then testing positive for a banned substance and only getting a 1-year ban. What I'm getting at is that it is far too dangerous to have people with DSD compete in women's boxing. They'd be better off banning women's boxing from the Olympics entirely. Let me know in the comments what you think. Also, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, please be sure to subscribe and leave a like on the videos. It helps us tremendously. Until next time.